Hey everyone, what is going on? So I am battling my brother in the Ferocious Cup, just testing out Delcatty. Now, a little information about this video. We were actually in a restaurant and waiting for the food. I'm like, well, you just want to do a few battles. And we decided to go ahead and do those battles while waiting, but we were also talking to other people as well, so not really super focused on these battles, I guess. So this definitely mistakes from his end and from my end as well. We weren't really paying too much attention to them. I mean, we were, but we were also, as I said, doing things on the side, like talking, so might not be the best video, I guess, but I did want to focus on Delcatty. Anyway, his team is Alola Ninetales, Suicune, Nidoqueen, Bibarel, Linoone, and Umbreon, and my team is Vaporeon, Nidoqueen, Alola Ninetales, Delcatty, Umbreon, and Bibarel. So Delcatty is an interesting Pokemon because it has Charm, and you might think, well, Charm really good. I mean, it's not going to be weak to like Poison Jab from Nidoqueen. You know, it could take those hits because it's not a Fairy type, which is definitely true. But at the same time, it doesn't have the same type attack bonus that like another Charm user like Granbull or Alola Ninetales would get. So it's not doing more damage than those Pokemon in a sense. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. I mean, it does max out below 1500, so it is, it could take hits, I guess, relatively well, so it's okay. I don't know, it's okay, but it's not like the greatest Pokemon. I'd rather have like the Ninetales on my team or even the Granbull, but it was fun to use. This is actually a lucky one that I got in a trade. I decided, well, they had a high CP Delcatty and they didn't care about Delcatty. I'm like, let's do our lucky trade. I'll take the Delcatty, and I gave him, I don't know what I gave him, actually. I traded for it earlier in the Ferocious Cup. I think I gave him an unknown because they wanted an unknown, a lucky unknown, or they wanted unknown in general. But anyway, so we do go ahead and win game one, picking up some Stardust as well. So yeah, that's the story behind Delcatty. So that's probably why you don't see too many Delcatty on people's teams. I do prefer, you know, the other Charm users, but it definitely is fun. But right now he has his Suicune versus my Umbreon, and so he has enough for Hydro Pump. I was thinking it was probably going to be Hydro Pump, but I decided to still go ahead and take it. I mean, might as well take it anyway because Umbreon can take it. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire off Foul Plays, just doing as much damage as possible. I do not want him to hit me with a Bubble Beam. So he is charging up again for Hydro Pump. And again, I figured this one would be Hydro Pump. Thinking about blocking it, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to. I decided not to. It is the Hydro Pump and it does knock me out. So I did think it would be, but I still decided to go ahead and allow it to knock me out. So now he does get to his charge move, which is unfortunate for me. It is Bubble Beam, but it lowers my Charm damage. So that's always unfortunate. You never want to lower your Charm damage, right? But that's okay. Let's see what happens. He does decide to bring in Nidoqueen. Not good for me. We could take those poison jabs better than I guess a fairy user. Now I do switch into Nidoqueen, and I was pretty confident that I would lose the game at this point because we both have 2 shields. I just used mine, and he has more energy than I do. So at the end of the day, he's going to be able to get to Earthquakes before, not Earthquakes, but Earth Powers before I do. And we're both going to use shields, we're both going to burn them, and he's just going to win. But he makes this mistake and switches out, so that's kind of like what I'm telling you about, how you can make mistakes when you're really not paying attention to the game, you're talking to other people. So that was definitely a mistake. I still thought I was going to lose, to be honest with you, but it was a mistake because he's going to hit me with the Grass Knot. I am going to charge up energy. I knew I needed that energy for his Nidoqueen, so I bring in my Delcatty after charging up the energy and then fire off Disarming Voice, and he is going to go ahead and get off his charge move. Now, I didn't think this would knock me out, but I was hoping it would. So as you can see, it doesn't, and I unfortunately knock him out, but that's okay. Then he brings in Nidoqueen, and he's going to faint my Delcatty, and I knew I would be able to get to the Earth Power. The reason I didn't want to knock out his I wanted him to knock me out so I could chomp up with my Nidoqueen, have enough for Earth Power when his Nidoqueen came out, but we were still able to get there and we still won. So if he didn't switch out, if he just kept on playing, he would have beat me that game. I was 100% expecting to lose that one, but we managed to pull it through, and that's okay. You know, everybody makes mistakes. There is absolutely nothing wrong with making a mistake. I want you guys to understand. So if you make a mistake, if it cost you a tournament, if it cost you just for fun, it's okay. It happens. We all make mistakes. No need to worry about it. Anyway, I have my Vaporeon versus his Alolan Ninetales. I am going to go ahead and get off the Aqua Tail. That will knock out the Ninetales. He will allow it to go through. So, kind of expecting the shield there, but I guess not. You know, I guess he doesn't want to. He does bring in his B Barrel, and he's just going to faint me down. So, he is up in energy. I am going to bring in... Which one do I bring in? Let's see. I decided to bring in my Alolan Ninetales just to do as much damage as possible. He switches. I switch immediately. That was a blind switch. Now, it's good on one hand because we are resisting those Shadow Claws, but on the other hand, we're going to be really weak to Grass Knot. We do experience some lag, or at least I do. I think he was as well. But, yeah, anyway, I do throw up the shield. Now, as you can see, it didn't take my shield, so that was obviously a glitch. So since we were in person, I told him, like, I'm only going to use one more shield. I'm not going to use both shields because for some reason, it just didn't take my shield. You know, I didn't take the damage, and I had an extra shield. So I don't know what happened there, but I decided, okay, I only have one shield left. I'm not going to use the last one. It's only fair, right? So I am going to go ahead and fire off a Surf against him. And he will choose to block that, and I'm going to switch into my Alolan Ninetales to try and finish him off. He pulls the switch into B-Barrel and hits the Surf, and because I am out of shields, I have to take this. I can't use a third shield. That would be unfair, you know. But anyway, I do go ahead and fire off that Psyshock, and that will knock out B-Barrel, and then he brings in his Linoon, and hoping he didn't have enough energy, but he does. I was actually thinking, okay, let me use the shield. Obviously, he would still get the win, but let me be sneaky about it and use it. But no, I decided to just let B-Barrel go down, and because he would have won that even if I used the shield, obviously, right? Because I can't have 3 shields. Anyway, he does win that, so good game. For the next game, I do lead with Delcatty versus Alolan Ninetales, so it is Charm versus Charm. And we are taking more damage just because, as I said, it's a fairy type Alolan Ninetales, so it's going to be doing more damage with that same type attack bonus. But we do get off the Disarming Voice, and that will be met with a shield. That's okay. I do allow this attack to go through, ready to allow my Delcatty to faint. And then I bring in Nidoqueen just to charge up energy, and we're just doing it just fine. Charging up enough for an Earth Power actually already, so super nice about that. And he is down a shield. He does have switch advantage though, so I do have to be careful. I do charge up more energy and go for the Earth Power, hoping to take his last shield. He does not shield, and that's okay though. I do go ahead and switch into my B-Barrel. Now I know he has enough for a Hydro Pump, so I still decide to take it. Now it does a lot of damage. I'm actually going to add Suicune to my team because it's really good. He switches into Nidoqueen. He said as soon as he switched out that was 100% a mistake. Obviously it was. I've done it before too. It happens. So he's going to use his shield on B-Barrel. I do decide to throw my shield up because I was pretty confident I could get to this Surf as I do. It was very close, but we're still successfully able to get to it. And this is going to knock out Nidoqueen. And then he will bring in his Suicune, and he'll be able to knock us out. Totally cool. We do have the Nidoqueen, and I am able to get to Earth Power. He might have been trying to charge up for Hydro Pump, but even if he was, I still had a shield, so we still would have won. So, very good game, very good game. Definitely going to add Suicune to my team again, just to test things out. I really like Suicune, so we'll see. Anyway, we're going to jump into the final game. This is not a long video. He has Umbreon, I have Delcatty. Now, in theory, this is good for us, and it is because Charm is going to be super effective against Umbreon, but at the same time, because we're only normal, we're not fairy, we're not going to resist those foul plays. He actually goes for last resort, not thinking about it. I said to him during the battle, you should have just went for the foul play, and he's like, oh yeah, it's not fairy type, but yeah, it isn't a fairy type, so foul play is the correct move against Delcatty, and he is going to go, I believe, for the foul play now. Yeah, he does, and I'm just trying to feint him down. We're just able to do it. If he was to go for foul play instead of last resort, he might have actually knocked me out first. I'm not really too sure. I don't know who really wins that matchup. However, he did use a shield, so even if we lost that matchup, at least we took a shield. So Delcatty generally wins because Trump is still doing a lot of damage, right? That's if you don't use shields, but he did use a shield. Anyway, I have Umbreon versus his B-Barrel, and B-Barrel will fly with the Surf. So Surf will come out, and that's okay because Umbreon can take it. I am going to go ahead and fire off a foul play against that B-Barrel, and that's good damage. I'm going to get off another one, so way to go, Umbreon. We're just really dominating this game. I guess the lead was really powerful for us. We're actually up both shields. And I tried to switch to catch the Surf, but I was too slow. I was there. I had the switch screen open, but unfortunately wasn't able to. So we both switch at the same time. I switch, and then I think he blind switches, and he's like, oh, no, not a B-Bell. But, you know, the game was over anyway. So we knock out his Nidoqueen, and then he brings in his B-Barrel. And we're just going to try to fake it down, and we do. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.